You are listening to all Burgundy and Gold, everything with the urban sports scene on Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. Wole and Mo are your hosts. Ray is out, and as you can see, I'm rocking my Commander's gear, so I'm trying to look Commander fly. You know what I'm saying? But in the African way, I'm with my African brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, you know how the Chiefs and the Commanders do back home.
You know how they're back home. You know how them Commanders really do it.
Hey, before we get into all of that, listeners out there, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and just search all Burgundy and Gold Errrything. I'm sorry, guys. Also, tweet us at the Urban Sports Scene and hit us up on IG at the Urban Sports Scene and our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page.
My man, make sure you subscribe to Fox Sports Radio 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia, and the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channels as well. All right, man, it's time for the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. We'll debate whether the Washington Commanders should consider trading Chase Young for an elite quarterback. All right, man, there's a lot of talk out there in the streets. There are reports out there that the Washington Commanders were willing to include Chase Young in a trade to get Deshaun Watson. Supposedly, that's all false. However, if that was the case, does to get an elite quarterback, should they consider trading Chase Young to get one?
If it's Deshaun Watson, I would say no. I'm glad those reports are false. I think Chase Young in the deal that we've already know that Houston wants from teams would be too rich for my blood. Talking about the second overall pick just 2 years ago. We're talking about rookie defensive player of the year 2 years ago. And unfortunately, we got hurt this year.
Yeah.
But we're still talking about a linchpin kind of guy. You're talking about a franchise-changing type of player that hasn't even scratched the surface yet. If we're talking just generally money, I think Deshaun Watson is slated at $40 million per year for the next 3 years. He's already used up one of those years on the contract, and he's coming off a year away from the game. Whereas Chase has 3 years left on his rookie deal because that last year is the option year in which he can still, be retained. His rights can still be retained by the team. Yeah. I just don't see it being a fit with Deshaun Watson's legal issues and the issues that we know this team historically has had all the way dating back to when they were called the Redskins through the Washington football team and now into the Commanders. It seems like it's a new report every day in terms of some misconduct. And I don't think that's the kind of smoke and attention that anybody will want here in the nation's capital, especially with this rebranding. So for Deshaun Watson, no.
What about everybody else, though? What about everybody else? Just the elite quarterback.
There's some elite quarterbacks out there. Now, if you're talking about Russell Wilson,
Aaron Rodgers,
I don't think that Chase is worth Aaron Rodgers' troubles because Aaron Rodgers is also in the late years of his career. I don't know that coming to a new system and being around new players for the next, he'll probably play another 2 or 3 years max, would make this team the true contender that they would need to be to lose a player like Chase Young.
I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers could. I just depending on the problem. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is that dude. Like, we talk about, like, I'm gonna be real. Like, he's just that dude.
That dude. Don't get
I'm not gonna, like, Green Bay ain't that, like, real talk, Green Bay ain't that much more talented. And that dude consistently has, and then in a tougher, you could say they're in a tougher division. And they consistently, I'm just saying that this team could be perennial because of the NFC East. And for what we think of the NFC East, there's some wins. There are a lot of wins to be had.
There's a lot of wins to be had.
Right, so that puts you in good position in the playoffs to host, to get a bye with the Aaron Rodgers.
Can 17 emulate 17 in Green Bay, though?
I think so. But this is my thing. I feel like Aaron Rodgers has made so many people look good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually very curious to see how 17 looks without Aaron Rodgers. I'm really interested to see, I think we all know he's good, but is he the best wide receiver without Aaron Rodgers? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
I think me and you in the same school when it comes to that. I hate when a receiver has only been with an elite quarterback.
Yes.
Never seen him without an elite quarterback that we rank him so high, right?
Yes.
That's why D-Hop is always number one.
That's why I always have D-Hop number one. There's nobody other, like, obviously when Julio was healthy, I felt like it was hard to kind of, back and forth. You know how I feel about AJ Green. Same thing with AJ Green. But I feel like if all you have is an elite quarterback, I need to see how you are without it because D-Hop has never had. That's why I don't like. If you tell me who's the best receiver when healthy, I'm gonna lean to D-Hop because when healthy, he's always put up numbers with whoever. I have seen Adams without Rodgers, and it's not the same dominance, right? It's not the same dominance. So that's my thing. It's not no knock on. It's the same thing. I used to say the same thing about Michael Thomas. Mm-hmm. I said the same thing. Like it's easy to do that type of stuff when you have Drew Brees. When you don't have Drew Brees, the numbers don't look the same.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
when you have these upper echelon quarterbacks and you're being force fed the ball, and you're the first read, second read, all reads, it's hard not to put up those numbers.
It's different. It's different. So if you're, this is my place. I don't really want to trade Chase at all. Like that's not my thought process. I do totally kind of agree with you. Like I wouldn't want to trade Chase. I would just try to load up on first round picks and say go for it. Yeah. Take it if you want. Take it if you want to. But my argument to this though, the only thing that gets you with the Chase is that everybody says no Chase, but throw in Montez Sweat, right? My issue with that, right? My issue with that is that if you really want to be honest,
he's the best.
Who's the best defensive end?
He's the best defensive end on the team.
Also, add on to that, who's coming off the ACL injury?
Yeah.
So why would you, for fans, why would you be cool to throw Montez Sweat in, but not be cool to throw in Chase?
I mean, it's the casuals. It's the casuals. It's the name recognition.
There you go. That's the thing.
Likeness, man. That's what it really is. Throughout all Montez Sweat's career, he's proven nothing but consistent. He's proven nothing but to be what he has been. Mm-hmm. He's a formidable player. Is he one of those rock star players yet? No.
Not yet.
But he is as consistent as they come. He has a lot of upside. He has potential to be this Pro Bowler perennially and ultimately all pro. And then he has a freak of nature skill set. And
he's a freak. He's just like you say, just like folks think Chase is a freak of nature. Montez Sweat is a freak of nature. And so
he's been freakish. I think he's been freaky.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say freakier, but
freakier. I know what you're talking about, bro.
I think he's even more freakish.
Yeah, then I do. I guess that's my argument. I mean, and I like both. I don't want to trade either. But when I see fans say, no, we're not trading Chase, but we can trade Montez, I'm like, really? Like, all right, just use football common sense. Like, one is, if you look at what the play on the field, if you look at what Montez has done he's gotten better and better and better. And barring injury, like he looks like a guy that even on that line, when people were complaining about the line, Montez at that time was close to about 4 or 5 sacks. He's getting a sack a game. Now, all right, season's over. We're talking about who we're going to trade. Who would they trade? I mean, I've heard Daron Payne. I've heard Allen. I've heard all these individuals. And I've heard, but Montez Sweat is the one that sticks out a lot. And I'm like, well, they both play defensive end. Like, if I was going to choose, if I'm being real, if you take away being the second pick overall, if you take away that, like that whole thought process and just go off of the player itself, and one is a year, like Montez became a year before Chase. Mm-hmm. So really, and one is coming off an ACL, my comment said speaking, because of the ability, and like you just said, his freakish skill set, I would say I was keeping Montez over Chase. If you want to be real, you want to keep it a buck.
To answer the question, if there's an elite quarterback out there that I would trade Chase for, it would be Russell Wilson. I think that the compensation for Russell Wilson won't be as high as what
it's Aaron Rodgers. It won't be as Aaron Rodgers.
I think Aaron Rodgers coming off the MVP is too much.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Houston, I really think Houston isn't budging off of this Deshaun Watson.
Oh no, I don't think so. I'm just saying like that, just elite quarterback in general. You're right.
I don't think they're budging off of him for any old deal, right?
Yeah,
so
of course not.
They want what they want, and I think that's been a hindrance for why he hasn't been moved yet. So Russell Wilson will be the only one that makes plausible sense. It'll be Chase and a lower amount of picks.
Yes,
I think that could possibly work. That would make the fans here understand that that's a football move.
Yeah.
You had 4 first-round draft picks on the D-line in 4 years, so somebody had to be
the odd man out. Yeah,
so Chase having some name recognition and having some clout behind him could help his value and a team seeing it or thinking that he's better than what he has shown. Yeah. And it ultimately being a better deal for the Commanders. But Russell Wilson's the only one that I think is worth it because I think the longevity that Chase could give you once he gets back to form, no other quarterback can do. Because we got to X Watson out because of his legal case.
Yeah, we're Xing him out. I don't really put. I'm just saying like elite. That's what I'm saying. Elite quarterback. I don't even put. That's why they put the shot.
Aaron Rodgers can't give you the time in the jersey that would suffice.
I see the point. It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Let him go. So I think Russell will be the only one because Russell could probably play another 6 or 7 years.
Oh yeah, definitely could. My thing about Russell is, and I like Russell. I do. I mean, I like Russell Wilson a lot. I mean, I like him. I won't say a lot. That's a lie. I like him enough. But it's like my thing about Russell, because the whole premise of Russell, I think, about being a guy to carry a team, it's I feel like he gets that clout, but it really isn't the same. Like as Aaron, like for instance, when was Russell team oriented the most successful in his career?
I get what you're saying. He was younger. He had the Legion of Boom. He had Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
That's when they achieved the ultimate success.
Yeah, success.
But if you look at the years after,
yeah,
I don't think it's hogwash to say that he's a quarterback that can carry a team, because when they had to pay him, what ultimately happened was they had to let everybody else go.
I know what happened. They had to. They had to.
I don't think like as close as Aaron Rodgers has been the past 3 years. You're talking about 2 NFC championships and the second round of the playoffs this year, to get the #1 seed. It shows you that you still need people around him. You still need people. You still
agreed.
You still.
I agree.
So I think Zadarius Smith being out in the playoffs was it really hurt him.
But I'll say what hurts him too, though. But I'll say nothing that hurts him is that we always talk about this with Aaron Rodgers, and it's something we always talk about it in lump sum. Like every year we ask, they got Devontae Adams, but draft him a wide receiver.
Where's another guy?
Yeah. Why do you not give another wide? You got Lazard, who sucks. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Lazard is all potential. You're talking about somebody.
That's amazing. He
has Megatron's body.
But he makes that dude. Like that dude can't catch. He makes that dude. Like, all right. So we both like De'Ami Brown, right? De'Ami Brown has more ability than than Lazard. He has more ability than Lazard. You could Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is perfect for somebody like him, like De'Ami Brown, because he freestyle plays. He will freestyle a play in a second and on a deep ball. Like he'll wait it out and go deep and get you. And hit you in stride or hit you like in a spot where you can catch the contested pass that we saw him in North Carolina.
50 ball catcher.
Yeah, exactly. There's a thing. I mean, I feel like Aaron Rodgers. I just feel like in terms of fit, and also because you're going against an offensive coordinator, you're going with an offensive coordinator who probably isn't the best in the world. You have Aaron Rodgers who can kind of.
Oh no! Forget about him.
He won't matter. You get a point. Like that's what I'm saying.
Aaron Rodgers comes.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. That's my point. Like I don't know. If that could range through with any other quarterback, I think you got an Aaron Rodgers. Your coordinator doesn't matter. Like he doesn't matter. You got to play to his skill. You got to do to his skill set. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to run the plays that he wants running.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? Like for real. Like so, I just feel like. But back to the premise of the discussion. I guess I wouldn't be mad if you. I would try to avoid it.
Yeah.
To trade Chase or Montez or anybody on defensive line. Because you weren't that good. You weren't that good anyway. So you need them for another year. Like, so subtract one, it doesn't show that you were any better. Like your D was terrible. Your defense was terrible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like if you're able to just load up on draft picks and try to go that route, go that route. Like try to go that route. I mean, if that's the only way you can go about it, then maybe.
But we know that it's going to be hard to get free agents here.
That's why I'm saying you shouldn't worry about free. Like, well, that's why you trade for him. That's why you trade for him.
But if you give up those picks, you're mortgaging the future for.
Man, sometimes you gotta learn from the Rams, dog. So I tell folks, sometimes the Rams that showed y'all. Everybody keeps doing this more. Like the Rams, I've been an advocate of the Rams for a while because I'm about get it if you can. Go for it. Did the Buccaneers do the same thing?
Everybody don't got what the Rams got.
The Buccaneers do the same thing?
Everybody don't got what the Rams got.
The Bucs did the same thing, bro. The Bucs did the same thing.
The Bucs had at least 7 years of top 10 picks.
They did, but see, Washington has top defensive front in terms of first round grades. They have it. So you can build it, and you got scary. You can do this. Like, all I'm saying is trade some of these. Like you got young dudes that need to eat. Like Scary need to eat now. Like he need to eat now. Like he need to eat. Like if I'm Aaron, I'm telling I'm scared. I'm like, yo, Aaron, they got this dude 17. You got this 17 is nasty. He putting up 1,000 with dudes who shouldn't be throwing footballs. So real talk. Like we talk about DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he putting them numbers and dudes are horrible here throwing him the football. Like you get here, like that's lights out. He getting double. That's lights out for you. That's work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's a tough proposition, man.
I'm just telling you. And quarterbacks know dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like they know who they can put numbers up with. You know what I'm saying?
That's a tough proposition, man. I think this football team, well, let me not say this football team, it's too close to their own name. The Commanders need to keep the Commanders need to keep their picks. They just need to do better with their selections. I think. Can
you trust this? It's a good point. You're raising some other good points.
They invested a lot in one area.
Yeah.
Which is what we're seeing as part of the demise of them. The talent isn't spread across the roster. It's spread across one where we know Ioannidis can play football. We know that Tim Settle could play football. Where if they would
have, free agent now, so
no, yes, but if they would have allocated their picks a certain way over the course of the years, those guys could fill in at lower numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lower numbers in terms of money. Now people are wondering if Deron Payne has to go because you can't pay 4 linemen over $70 million.
Yeah,
concurrently, right? At the same time. So so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this. Somebody
getting traded, I think.
Somebody got to go, but it can't be Chase Young. It can't be Chase Young. Chase Young is here to keep butts in seats. Chase Young is here to sell tickets and to be on paraphernalia.
I agree. I think that I totally agree with you. I think that he's marketable, and I think that's the scary thing. It's about the market rather than
the local talent.
Because I'll say this much, and this is the realest thing. Like the only player, you talking about Aaron Rodgers. I think that's somebody that you have to think about. I don't care for Chase Young, but the only defensive player that I don't even think you could think about is Aaron Donald. Like I feel like you just can't even think about that, right? Like Aaron Donald, like you don't even. It doesn't come into your spectrum of idea of I'm trading Aaron Donald to get Aaron. Like that shouldn't be in your thought process.
You will be the Jerry Krause of the NFL.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Every other defensive player, I'm like, real talk.
You will lose all your credibility.
Yeah, because that's super dominant. Like that's the only player I feel like changes everything.
That's a top 5 player, not a top 5.
Man, that's the best player in football.
They might
That's the best player in football.
Only reason I can't give him best player in football is because quarterbacks throw touchdowns.
They can say what they want to. That boy makes quarterbacks who throw touchdowns look pedestrian. He makes quarterbacks who throw touchdowns look pedestrian. That man.
I've never seen anything like Aaron Donald.
I ain't never, dude. Like,
I listened to a Warren Sapp interview the other day. There was like, how do you compare it to? He's like,
you can't, man.
I thought Aaron Donald goes to me.
Yeah, I thought
don't speak like that.
I thought it's crazy. He played with the dude, but I thought in terms of physical strength and always getting to a spot and getting pressure. And I know we're going off topic, but I'm gonna speed this up. I thought Ndamukong Suh was like the most bullish dude ever. I thought he was like the bulliest dude in terms of how you needed like multiple dudes to block him. Yo, Aaron Donald take that to another level. Like it's not even funny. Like, and he could play in. You can put him on the end. This is what you can do with him, and what he does for everybody else.
That low. See, I think Ndamukong Suh had that early.
Yeah, early. Yeah,
he got older.
Yeah,
and his feet slowed down. See, Aaron Donald, he still had that low center of gravity.
Yes,
he's quick. He gets skinny. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful,
emotion, man.
It is, man. It really is.
To know every play everybody's putting, they're all towards you, and you still dominant.
You still dominant. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the only defensive player. I don't like. If you cover package for Aaron Donald, I'm like, for you try and get a quarterback and you throw Aaron Donald, like, nah, you're good. Go away.
Yeah.
Shoot fly. Don't bother me. All right, on Twitter, Bobby Williams, in terms of should they, consider trading Chase, he says absolutely. My man Brandon Lee Cox says no. There's a lot of like indecision out here, man. Somebody said a bag of Skittles. I want to see that. Somebody said a bag of Skittles.
Jesus Christ.
They hate it. Like, my man at Maurice for DC said for a package of Skittles. You dang, bro. Like, relax. Fourth and Long Radio LLC says, I think you have to. Man, I'm going on Instagram. We're going to Instagram real quick. I know I got a few of them on Instagram. My man Roger said yes. My man South said hell no. My man Marcus says no.
Tell these people to stop it, man.
They said no. I mean, they're agreeing. Well, this was a good one though. This is the one. Maybe I want to hear you gonna say, Mo. My man, what's that, John? Freckles _ Savage 17 says only for Watson or Kyler Murray. What about Kyler Murray? Would you I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say no. The reason why I say no is I've only seen him operate in one system. And that system was built for him. Like, so I don't know if he's a good fit for this offensive coordinator.
I am in the minority when it comes to Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyler Murray is a quarterback that when you see, you're like, okay, he has all the talent.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't come to the field sometimes. And he's a one read. He's a first read type of guy.
He's a first read guy. He is, man.
And if the first read is not there,
he can mess up.
All hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it does. Unless he can run it out. Unless he can run it.
Right.
He can run it. Yeah.
And now it makes sense to no, don't get me wrong. Anybody that goes to get DeAndre Hopkins, it makes sense. But it makes absolute sense why they went and got DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
A sure-handed wide receiver that can dominate the 50-50 ball and all of that.
With AJ. And then try to make it easy with AJ too. Make it easy with AJ.
But you got me started on, you know, that's AJ's my.
No, to make it easy to have AJ. I think AJ helped him out too.
AJ helped him out too. To my heart but he misused AJ Green this year.
Yeah, I know.
He AJ Green was primed to have a year after DeAndre.
He was open too. He was open a lot too.
He was open the whole, but that goes back to if the first read is not open, he doesn't work his way back.
I know.
And in that offense, I don't understand why that offense didn't move AJ Green around a little bit more instead of having him on the backside.
Yeah, just staying there.
But this ain't the AJ Green podcast. We're gonna get back to the Commanders. I don't like the pickup of Kyler Murray because you have to move. It's too many moving pieces that have to be in place.
You know who he reminds me of? I mean, he didn't get hurt though. It's kind of like RG3. And what I mean by that is you created a whole offense for this particular player, and obviously, you know, he's beefing with Arizona, and now it's like he's having that issue, right? That like RG3 had, like that mentality of being arrogant.
Saying he's arrogant,
like he's better than what's going on, and he feels like the team ain't doing it right. But it's hard to judge him. Like, to your point, it's like that. Like, you were familiar with that coach and his offense. He made an offense for you. You're not going to always have a situation like that where
you hired a coach who had a losing record in college.
Because he ran an offense similar to what you ran in college. So I don't know if it's gonna, and we've already seen that, like we've seen that it works, but for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem with that type of offense. It works till you start to get to the nitty gritty and you playing teams that are high power defense. When you get to the postseason, you're playing the top of the top, right? So when you're and during the season, you see that it doesn't dominate the real good defenses in the NFL. It does well against the poor defenses. It's almost like, remember like how Chip Kelly and the Eagles, right? Like it did very well against the Sisters of the Poor, like Washington included, very well. But when they played against the good defenses, they ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's with Mike Vick. Yeah, and that's with a Mike Vick.
It ain't happening.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, I'm with you, Mo. I wouldn't put a Chase Young in that type of deal. Like, I don't think he's not a hitter. He's not a home run. We talking about Justin Herbert. Yeah,
I'm about to say that.
We talking about, but the Chargers ain't dumb. Like,
I was about to say, if they won't give up Herbie,
we talking about Herbert.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
We put Chase on the first plane.
And we were like, hey, Justin, we messed up, bro. We took the wrong one. Hey, Justin, we messed up. We took the wrong one. Man. And I like Chase. I don't want nobody, like, I ain't throwing shade. I just think that there's levels to this, right? And I mean, we talking Justin. I think Chase know, and I think Chase know that Justin Herbert that dude, and he know that like he need to get better. You know what I'm saying? As a football player, no knock on him. And I think, and for real, just conversations like this, I think, is kind of getting him to a mode of, you know what? I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna prove y'all wrong. You know what I mean? Because he's got great ability. Like he's got pedigree in terms of the school he came from in Ohio State and how the players who play that similar position have all eaten in the NFL, right? Who were high in the Bosa's, right? And he was supposed to be better than these individuals. So I think that, I think he's woken up a little bit and saying, like, everybody's having this talk and just debates like this, talking about, he could get traded. He should be traded for an elite quarterback, right? Like that. I think that he's hearing the noise and he's probably woken up and like, all right, you doubting me? You think an elite quarterback gonna help this franchise win when I got in my hometown when I'm supposed to be that dude? So I'm interested to see how how he rehabs. I heard he's had a great rehab. He's rehabbing well off the ACL. So it's interesting. I'm with you, Mo. For Tyler Murray, definitely not. If Deshaun Watson ever got his stuff together, and he can break through, like to your point though, Mo, like even if he does break through, I don't know what the PR, unless Snyder gets fired, then I think it would work. I mean, not fired. Snyder loses the team, then it could work.
Both of them can't be here.
Because both of them can't be here. Exactly, because both can't be here. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm asking real quick question. If they do trade, say they trade Chase with first round picks, right? Does that hinder like the chance for sustained success? Because you and Ray always talk about this. Sustained success.
I think that more than anything, this area wants something consistent to reach.
Yes. For like 3 years.
Just like give me a
they just want 3 years, bro. Real talk. They're not even asking for 5. They're not trying to the Patriots. They're asking for 3 years. 3 years.
That is too much of a price tag to give up for a team that's middle of the road. At best, this team is just above 500.
Without who?
As currently constructed.
Yes. Best. Just above right now.
At
best. At best.
All systems go.
Yeah, they're 7. Well, their average is 7. They're like a 7 team. They're whatever you want.
9 and 8 now because of 17 games. It's 9. The record it used to be 9 and 7, but now.
Yeah, I mean, I think at best. I mean, right now, to me, I don't say at best. I think what they are, and I like to go off the average. They're a 7-win team. That's what they are right now.
So that's what they are. So
that's what they are.
At worst, they're like a 6-win team. At best, they're like
a 7. They're 9. At best, they're 7. That's what they showed me. I don't know what their best. Their best hasn't been better than 7. So that's at best, they're a 7-win team.
So at best, they're a 7-win team.
Yeah, at best, they're a 7-win team.
You're a couple of pieces away. Your best way to get that is through the draft. They have done a good job in the middle rounds of the draft.
That's with another. See, that's the thing that gets me. I don't trust this team in the middle rounds with the draft with this regime. It was better.
Continue to hit on them.
The other regime was hitting. Like this regime. Well, I mean, the other regime, like Kyle Smith was hitting. Like he got settled. He got Antonio Gibson. He got McLaurin. Like these dudes didn't come with like they now last year was their draft. So they drafted Sam Cosmi was good. Like Sam Cosmi is good. They drafted Jamin Davis. You could say that was a bad draft. That was a bad pick. You say they drafted
drafted Chase, right?
Huh?
They drafted Chase.
He's the first pick, but they didn't draft him. What's the name drafted him? Kyle Smith was still on the team. Was still on the roster. They let go of Kyle Smith last year. So Kyle Smith is the one. But this unit didn't. This unit wasn't the best. Isn't the best so far. Other than Cosmi, and you could say I like Diami. So it's not like Naka Diami. Cam Curl wasn't there.
Cam Curl was a 7th rounder, right?
Yep. Cam Curl wasn't them though. He was no Rivera was here, but it wasn't Rivera. It was Rivera, but it was Kyle Smith working. Morning just came and Martin, they just came last year. You know what I'm saying? So
point taken.
Yeah. So I don't know, like the reach. Or for instance, what makes it bad is the reach on Jamie. I like Jamie Davis, but I would like him in second, third. I ain't like him the first. I didn't think that he'd be the first round pick, but you picked him.
And then
Kyle Smith had never done anything like that. Kyle Smith, for instance, when Jonathan Allen had the rap of being injured because they weren't sure if he was going to be healthy, he took him at that pick because he felt that was the value pick. He's a Pro Bowler. Deron Payne has shown you what has shown you. But Matt Ioannidis was a 5th from some round, but no one thought he would be this. The old regime got these individuals. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Montez Sweat, the prior regime, like Cam. Look at Cam Curl. Cam Curl. Prior regime. In terms of Rudier. I'm talking when I talk about regime, I'm talking about Kyle Smith. That's what I'm talking about.
Kyle Smith,
Kyle Smith.
you know
what I'm saying? So I don't know. You telling me like drafting? I'm not. That's why I'm like when people say like, oh, just draft it out. Can I really trust this regime?
But you said to sustain that. You said to sustain excellence. So we
know sustain success is 3 years. If you give me if you give me Russ or Rodgers, all these 3 years in a row. Like, let's be real. Like, how many teams in the NFL really are winning consistently? Like, other than like for a while, like other than like the Patriots for a while. Like, really, like what teams are really winning that highly? Like throughout. Look at the Cowboys. Everybody look at the Cowboys. They lose every other year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not. There's no, unless you have Aaron Rodgers or something, that's a stage success. Like Aaron Rodgers gives you like years or whatever. Look at Russ. Look at even like as good as Russ and Seattle. Look, they make the postseason.
It's been Green Bay, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers always because Mike Tomlin's amazing. Right? That's art. So Mike Tomlin, if you want to say
Ravens.
The Ravens, yes. But look at the okay. So, but what is the common denominator though? Not even quarterbacks. We're talking about great coaching. For most, other than Green Bay, because Aaron Rodgers, the dudes like you're mentioning Harbaugh.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, Belichick in New England. He had a bad year, but look, Belichick in New England. Most of these dudes to sustain success are like really good coaches. Kansas City. I mean, Andy Reid. With 2 quarterbacks. The 2 quarterbacks.
Because he's been good since Alex Smith.
See what I'm talking? Like, sustained success is, you're right. You want a good, but some of it, a lot of it is good coaching, like very good coaching.
Very good coaching.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Rams, you could say sustained success, but they're training, they're mortgaging. They just mortgage every year. The Rams be
but the Rams have had success in the draft, more success in the draft than people
in the second, third round. I agree, like what they do, but it's still top heavy, which makes those second round, third round picks. They don't have to force them to kind of be the guys. Like it's smart. Don't get it twisted. It's smart. It's like, all right, I'm gonna use you for depth. I mean, real talk. If you have Aaron Donald for real, like your second round pick on the line don't matter. It don't matter. Like you Jalen Ramsey. The other cornerback, you could double shade over there, and Jalen got that side. Dude, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They top heavy. That way, everything else works off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like they top heavy, and all you gotta do is play a role. That's all you gotta do is play a role.
It's not many teams in the league that have 3 of the best players at their position.
There you go. And how they get them? How they do it? They didn't do it. They didn't. It didn't just.
AD was drafted.
Only AD. But you do it on what? I agree with you. You gotta draft somebody. What I will say is that you gotta draft somebody. Like maybe 2. Like you gotta draft about 3, 4. You need everybody needs that structure, right? You need the foundation, right? You get the foundation. You got your foundation. Then you can do whatever you want off of that. That's what the Rams did when Sean McVay came there. They had their foundation already. Even though they were a bad team, like they were a piss poor team with Jared Goff, but they had their foundation. All he had to do was, all right, let me start off. Let me get Sammy Watkins Jr. Let me get Woods. Let me get these individuals who can run my offense. And then boom, he traded for these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And boom, and he had Todd Gurley. That was a foundation dude. He had his foundation with Todd Gurley. You know what I'm saying? He said, all I need is some speed, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So look, you can do it. You just got to be smart about it. I just don't trust. My issue is that I don't trust this regime to draft right. Like the Jamin Davis thing showed me all I need to know about how this team drafts and picks up players. And I like Jamin Davis. I'm not knocking Jamin Davis. I'm just saying, like, you got him in the first round at 19 and you played him like he was a 3rd round pick, the way you kind of took care of him. So obviously he wasn't working out for you. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't working out for your team. So that tells me that you did a bad job of analyzing what you needed out of the draft. You did a bad job because you could have got that player in the 2nd round. You know what I'm saying? Like that tells me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have got him maybe in the 3rd round, to be real with you, bro. Like you could have got that player. You chose that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like when people tell me, well, yeah, we can draft 1st round. Like, dude, you make it sound like this is the best front office in the world in terms of finding talent.
I think people are just used to the old school approach.
They are, definitely.
I think because what happens is if you take the Rams approach and you mortgage the future and you miss,
Yeah, they're scared.
Now you've mortgaged the future and you've messed up the cap.
I agree. No, I agree.
You mess up. So like it's a 2-for-1 if you do it the other way. The other one, at least if you just draft bad, it's like all right.
Very good point.
We miss, right? So
that's why I said if you go hard, you go all in. That's because you got to go A-Rod all in. That way you know that you're gonna have an opportunity to win games. I'm a firm believer. Like there's certain players. To be real with you, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not sure if you trade and go heavy on Russ, that's a guarantee that you wouldn't it's a guarantee that you do what you want to do.
Nah, you win the division. You win the division.
You should win the divivision.
You're gonna win. I'm not sure. Easy.
I'm not sure. It's not going Russ. You know why I'm not sure?
No way. You get Russell.
Look, I'm just telling you. Look, I know the division. Believe me, bro. I'm not arguing that. I'm just not trusting. I'm not trusting Scott Turner or Russ. That's all I'm saying. I'm just not trusting. I can trust A-Rod because A-Rod got like that mouth.
Scott Turner mess around and get fired.
He should get fired. I mean, we already said
trying to get fired, messing up with those type quarterbacks.
Okay? I ain't gonna lie. Best tracks though, but it could happen. But I'm interested now. Like now I want to see. But the Chase thing, I'm with you, Mo. And just to wrap up this discussion, like the Chase thing shouldn't happen for real. But I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is serious, I mean, I would think though. I ain't gonna lie. I would try my hardest to not include a player. Like I would try my hardest. Yeah. But would they really need Would they need Chase to have two good defensive ends?
I would give him Deron Payne.
I would.
I'll give him
definitely would.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I like Jonathan Allen, but if they want to I like Jonathan Allen a lot. This is an
Allen just got
a year, but I'll keep if I can. I mean, I trade.
Jonathan Allen just got $72 million. You got an excess D tackle that can play if need be.
I mean,
Deron Payne is gone, and you got the two bookends. Deron Payne can go.
He can go.
That'll save you some money on paying him.
Yeah. So. I mean, he's younger too. I would trade Payne. And I like Payne too.
Listen, man, if you give Allen $72 million, what you gonna have to give Deron Payne?
I know that's facts. I would. You know what? I would do that though.
Deron Payne got to be the one. If you
got to be the one, he got to be the one because
like Aaron Rodgers, I'm not giving up 3 first-rounders like Houston was asking for Deshaun Watson. You see what I'm saying? So
no, because he's older. Nah, you can't.
If I'm giving up a first-rounder and Deron Payne and a mid-round player, mid-round pick, then fine.
And then I'm trading him out the division too, so it's not like
but this team has some figuring out to do. I'm looking forward to the combine coming up and seeing what kind of players that they're targeting. And
I mean they're definitely targeting a quarterback.
I would say trade for Derek Carr coming off that year. I would say trade for him, but now they're talking about having to pay
they want him. They want him now.
They're talking about having to pay him $40 million.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. He ain't worth that. I mean, I like Derek Carr. But
I like Derek Carr.
I think people out on I don't know, you see people on social media, they do the most.
Don't realize that Derek Carr's best receiver this past season was Hunter
Renfrow. Yeah, I know. Think about that. I mean, he was good though. Don't get me wrong. No knock on Hunter.
He was really good. 100 catches over 1,000 yards. No Darren Waller.
No Darren Waller. I know. That's tough.
Ruggs messed up his career.
Yeah, seriously. So basically no extra speed on the outside to help even clear things up for him. For real.
A washed up Deshaun Jackson, essentially. And Renfrow.
And
Brian Edwards.
And the coach had to lead throughout the season and still took him to the playoffs and almost beat the team that went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, people be
once they gave Derek Carr that $40 million price tag, that was it for me.
Yeah, I know.
Too rich for my blood.
Yeah, I know. I know. And I was once he got to the postseason, I already knew it was over. I told fans, I need to stop talking about Derek Carr. They not letting him go for real. They're not gonna let him go.
Not for nothing short.
Nothing short, definitely. You're gonna have to earn to get Derek Carr. All right, man. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Search all Burgundy and Go Errrything with the Urban Sports Scene. Also tweet us at Urban Sports Scene and hit us up on our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, follow us on IG at Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio 1340 AM Hopewell, Virginia, and Urban Sports Scene YouTube channels. Hey, this has been a dope show. It's good to have the homie Mo back. You know what I'm saying? know, so we had the African connection. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what time it is. Anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Gold, everything with the urban sports scene on Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, 4 ages. You did. Deuces, a mega. Lead us out, big homie.